I'm gonna play Awakening Zerker in hardcore. You have no remaining time. It counts.
This game mode is such a joke! Look at his face, dude. Look at it. Even the people that do want to go in and have fun with the game mode can't. Okay, let's see what Rapolas has to say about hardcore servers. I'm gonna make my camera a little bit smaller, guys.
2-hour limit sucks, but I get it. I would be.
Okay, now please bear in mind, guys, for context, Rapolas is the Lisan al-Gaib of Black Desert Online. He never struggles with anything, is always successful on every enhancement that he does, pretends that he's not successful. He plays Berserker, so he's basically the main character, and Perlibus loves him. Okay, and he's a super nice guy. I've met him in person. He's an absolute goat. He is a real one. And I don't say that about very many content creators. Rapolas is a real one. Now, that being said, one of my gripes with the hardcore servers is that you can only play one of 4 classes, which is, I think, a lot of people's gripes with the hardcore server, that they're never going to change, to be clear. I do not think that they're ever going to change that, and I'll explain that in this video. More than likely, he'll probably talk about it at some point. That being said, Rapolas is a Berserker main. So this is a take on the hardcore servers from somebody that mains one of the classes that is supposed to be played on hardcore. So he mains this class. He's mained it for many years. I'm assuming he's probably enjoying himself, right? Yeah, he's the golden child, right?
So my opinion, 2-hour limit sucks, but I get it. I would be too OP versus some.
Okay, 2-hour limit. I'm gonna have the hot take that I don't give a shit about the 2-hour limit. If the game mode was fun, I really would not care about the 2-hour limit. I wouldn't.
Someone who just joins now. Pricing of the weapons is weird. Doesn't make any sense. Very RNG to drop items that make you really, really strong. It's way too big of an advantage for people to know their main classes versus people who don't main their classes.
Based and true. Yep. It is way bigger advantage for somebody that's been playing the class like Rapolas for like 7 or 8 years, right? Or whatever, or however long Rapolas has been playing Berserker, versus somebody that just had to pick up and learn it. It doesn't encourage new players to learn the class. It's such an out of touch take by our development team to think that that would somehow recruit new players. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense.
The fact that you can spawn camp and immediately attack someone is stupid. 10-minute for mapping.
Wait, really? Wait, you can spawn camp people? I thought you spawned inside of a safe zone. I didn't have that problem when I played on hardcore. It just spawned me in a safe zone every time. I just ran out on the other side. Now, if they were to follow you out of the safe zone, then yeah, that would be cringe. They just run along. Okay, yeah, that's cringe. I was surprised nobody did that to me. But we only had like 20 people on the server when I was doing it.
That also sucks. Maybe change it to where you specifically teleport to maybe Titty or Crescents, but you then have...
Did he just say what I think he just... He didn't say that.
Have a 10-minute cooldown for...
He said Titium, as in Titium Valley, as in Fogans. Yeah.
Crescent teleport, but you can still teleport to Titty. You get the insane...
Okay, he said Titty. Bro, what? What? Bro, I'm being gaslit. I'm being gaslit. I actually being gaslit.
Amount of points for killing a boss. I don't know how to find the boss. You get 1,000. Killing mobs and PvPing, you're not gaining a lot, to be honest. If you only care about the money, you go in 1,500.
So my understanding is you don't get a crazy amount of points for killing other players, but you're more consistently going to gain points by just doing PvE all the time. If you just literally run around in PvE all the time, you're just going to get a bunch more points for this stuff. I'm fairly certain. And that, again, poorly designed game mode. Unrestrained PvP, by the way. Unrestrained PvP.
I know what to
hardcore server
do now, but I can't play. Like, I was starting to have fun because now I finally got gear. I want to play hardcore NA. To do that, I need level 60. So I am leveling 1,700 mobs. The plan was get the easy blues so I can start farming better gear, bro. So now, like, I need to wait for tomorrow. Or I was in the Crescents or Titty Valley, or I was somewhere. Now I'm back in a spawn, so that's what happens. I lost all my points that I had, except the 1,500 that I had from quests, so... Wait, where's my buff? Did they remove buffs?
So, he was grinding at Fogan's, which is... He calls it Titty Valley. It's Titium Valley. It's Titium Valley, for those of you that don't know. That's Desert Fogan's. He was killed. He lost all of his points and his gear.
Where's my attack speed buff? Oh, I see buffs, but I can't self-buff.
You can self-buff, right? There's still self-buffs. I was self-buffing on Ranger.
Are you
Oh my god, they're playing together. Bro, what are we doing? Look at this.
fucking kidding me?
Look at this virgin behavior. Look at this.
Teaming?
They're literally teaming him. Look at this loser behavior. Mr. Hardcore. By the way, that's number 6 on the server with Jenna, which I don't think is the streamer, obviously. Different person. It's number 4. So number 6 and number 4 are teamed up together, like grabbing Rapolas.
Are you kidding me? Teaming?
Wow.
And I lost the necklace for teaming.
A blue necklace. Well, -5 hours of your life. Dude. Cooked. God, this game mode, dude.
Good job, BDO. A blue
Man, is it just me or is Rapolas... He seems a little upset.
necklace. I
I watched... Bro, I'm supposed to be the doomer. I watched this so I could cheer up.
just lost because of that. The fact that you can lose instantly a blue that I grind for hours,
That's rough.
that's why.
Like, maybe you could lose durability on the blue, but not the whole thing. That would be rough, bro.
It's hardcore. That's the most shittiest take I could ever read.
Oh, God. Wait, he's so tilted. Wait, that's like I get with chat. Wait, no, say it again.
That's why it's hardcore.
Oh.
A blue necklace I just lost because of that. The fact that you can lose instantly a blue that I grind for hours, that's why it's hardcore. That's the most shittiest take I could ever read.
These are like the people that watch me. I get the same shit, man. I look over at my chat. I'm like, we're not going to tilt. We're not going to tilt. I look at chat and some moron is saying some stupid shit. And so I immediately... Mental boom. You just get one guide. It's just a mental explosion. I felt like I just heard Rapolas mental boom. I haven't heard Rapolas get that tilted off of somebody in chat in a long time. I get tilted off of people in chat from time to time. But like, that's like part of my thing is that I just pull them up and I make them look like clowns, right? The last time somebody tilted me like this, let's see, I was live and I told them, I said that it was peak hours in EU and there are only 2 RBFs running to try to demonstrate that their RBF is like a dead game mode at its ass. And they were like, it is not peak hours in EU. It's 10:30. It's not peak hours. Such an outdated take, or such an out of touch take. And I was like, dude, it is 10:30 p.m. on a Friday night. Okay, it is 30 minutes after node war concludes. It is absolutely peak hours. What do node war guilds do after they finish node war? They get on RBF. That's what they do. I know because I used to run node war guilds. This is what we would do. We would go do guild RBFs, especially if you didn't get a good fight. You would do guild RBFs until node war finished, until like an hour after. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. That's how people do it. So of course it's peak time for RBF. But like I had to explain this to some moron. They're like, well, no, peak hours is 9 p.m. I'm like, and then I had to explain the difference to the guy between the word like singular and plural. So when you say peak hours, you're referring to more than 1 hour. Like, dude, it was insane. Anyway, I like completely mental boomed on the guy. Just totally destroyed his sense of humanity. It was insane.
20% attack speed, 16 AP, movement speed. Like, these are
like I had to get out like the chart and like show him like here's where the peak hour is and we're like here. You know what I mean? Like 10:30 is like there. You know, I was like, so I still consider this, you know, you're above the line for what I would consider peak hours.
fucking massive. Those are add-ons.
Anyway, no way, bro. Oh my god, was he caught in 4K right there? Man, you know BDO is when Rapolas is playing League of Legends. It is cooked. Also, I need this background image. Anyway.
Look at those add-ons.
Like, dude, guys, that's what makes it hardcore is not a good response when someone has to grind 5 hours, which is 3 days worth of time, to get one piece of blue gear that they then lose immediately upon grinding it. Just does not make any sense. It doesn't feel good. I understand losing maybe some durability on it, but losing the whole piece all at once is frustrating.
Oh my god, look at the add-on! Look at the add-on! Look at the add-on I have! Look at it! It's a self-buff. Please, bro.
He is mad. Bro, he's I have not seen Rapolas, like, actually, like, ooh. He mad. And to be clear, for good reason.
I'm already losing my mind. Please, bro. Like, a rare mob spawns 80 coins, and I need 90,000 for green gear. Like, I grinded for the blue gear so long, and then I lose it upon death. Brother, I was literally I was excited today for playing. I woke up early just to play. Awakening Zerker lost overnight. Yesterday I could self-buff, now I can't even self-buff. You wanna know?
Is that true? Did they intentionally remove the self-buff for Awakening Berserker? What? Sork can't buff either? So they took away all self-buff? Dude, it's completely unplayable. Somehow they make the game mode more and more unplayable. All classes lost at day 2. Dude, like we were already telling them you need to give us 5 attack speed and 5 cast speed and 5 move speed. 1, so that we can get across the desert. 2, so that your class can feel like relatively normal, right? Instead, they go the other way with it. They take away self buffs. Like, now your class, like, the hardcore server isn't even a good representation of your class. You're not good at your class on the hardcore server, then you're good at some other, like, variation of Berserker. You know what I mean? It's like a totally different class. It probably feels completely different. I know, because I used to play DK. 5 attack speed on DK and 0 attack speed on DK. And being able to use Unveiled Dagger and not being able to use Unveiled Dagger, it's night and day. It is literally night and day. Completely different. Like, it just feels like a completely different class. It feels slow, lethargic. It does not feel like the class that I fell in love with. It doesn't feel like it's fun to play anymore. It feels just like a sluggish shit. Like, bro, it's closer to ESO's combat at that point. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. PA buffs, I got a better idea for you guys. Well, here's the problem, is that they removed all self buffs and everything. I think that was very intentional. There's no way that's a bug that if it happens on day 2 like that. If they hot fix it on day 2 on live servers, there is no way that's a bug. That is 100% an intended mechanic if it happened to all classes. If it was only happening to Berserker, I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's a bug. Nope. It's very clearly they removed self buffs for everybody. And the worst part is, when you're grinding, you can get these like super crazy giga buffs that basically make you unkillable, and then you could just one-shot everybody with like one skill, which is not a fun mechanic at all. Like, it just doesn't make any, like, again, that just discourages PvP, man. Like, I just don't understand. These developers are stupid, man. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm trying not to doom about it. I am. Like, I'm trying not to be like omega negative about it, but like, seeing Rapolas struggle with this too means it's terrible. I'm sorry, but like, Rapolas is like a super nice guy. He's very positive all the time. He gives everything the benefit of the doubt. And like, even he's frustrated, right? I can say he's frustrated, man. And understandably.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
It's the same feeling. And I know people don't give a shit about my opinion about hardcore.
I love how he's done his normal Zerker now. He's like, screw it.
I care.
I think that we do care about his opinion of hardcore. I think that Rapolas represents the PvE community that was willing to... Rapolas does not really PvP super often. He does find PvP... Like, he's willing to try PvP, but for the most part, he's kind of just a PvEer. So for Rapolas to be excited about trying hardcore servers and then having a really poor experience and then stopping, I think is super telling. and it explains to you what a normal player that is in that same position probably had the same experience, right? If Rapolas had this experience, they too probably had something similar happen to them. And like, that's telling for the game mode, you know what I mean? And the worst part, L after L, like my football team. Oh, rough, man. I'm sorry. The worst part is I had people on my own video that were like, Blue, I'll be honest with you. I think your touch is just, you haven't done any research. You didn't play the game mode at all. You didn't try to play the game mode, blah, blah, blah. And it's because we cut my video down to like 30 minutes. Like we had to cut out all of the useless bullshit. I spent like 30 minutes to an hour just grinding, doing the daily, and then just killing mobs, learning my PvE rotation, and like setting up my class and stuff. We cut all of that shit out, and then I spent like an hour like running around the desert trying to fight. You guys remember? I was running around the desert trying to find PvP away from the safe zone. I was literally just running around trying to find PvP. Couldn't find any. The only PvP I was consistently able to locate was sitting right next to the safe zone. So that's what I had to do. And everybody was just going in and out of the safe zone on repeat. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it too, because now everybody can see how stupid this is and how poorly this was designed. Like, so yeah, I memed on it a bit, but also I gave the game mode an honest shot. I tried Ranger. I did the PvE aspect. I went out and got my green gear. I grinded. Like I did my due diligence. I did not have fun. There was like a mild amount of fun in there, but like at the same time, it's hopeless. I know at the end of the day, it's hopeless because the moment that I run into anybody that's been playing their class for 7-8 years, I'm dead, right? Or God forbid they get a buff. You know what I mean? Like what if they get a grind buff?
I enjoyed hardcore, and I really wanted to play hardcore today. The fact that like they f***ed it up overnight is like, and I lost to Blue X, like...
Man, he's pissed.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Normal Awakening server works. The worst could happen, it happened to me today, is you lose your gear. So you like grind your gear.
Well, it isn't even just that he lost his blue gear, it's he lost his blue gear to two people that are clearly exploiting and using the system for something it wasn't intended for. And also, even if you grinded 5 hours to get your blue gear, which is 3 days of time, by the way, and then you die one time, you get like one shot one time by somebody that has a double stacked. Guys, the PvE buffs in the hardcore server, they stack. You can get 2 or even 3 human damage buffs, plus 900 human damage. If somebody like that walks up to you and just uses a skill, you're dead. That's it. You're dead. There's no counterplay. You're not going to do anything about it. You lose all your blue gear that you've been grinding for 3 days. It's not a fun and interactive mechanic. It's not engaging at all. Like it's miserable. He lost it. It was even worse because they were exploiting.
You drop greens, blues, eventually yellows. They take a long time.
Damn, so people just win trade points and are safe zone camping him? Yeah, well, I mean, that was going to happen. You knew that was going to happen the moment that the game mode came out. Like, you wait. I guarantee you there's some sweaty hardcore people that like don't care about the game mode or the integrity of the game mode. They really just want the title that the game mode can give them. And so what they're going to do is they're going to make a bunch of alt accounts and they're going to tank the points on the alt accounts. And then they're going to play like mad on their main account. They're going to go crazy. Then they're going to wait for their primary competition to start playing for the day. They're going to log into their alt accounts. They're just going to run in and int them. This is a penalty for PvP. They can just run in and have that person one-shot them. Easy. Boom. Minus 20% of your points. Minus 30% of your points. Easy. Like, I don't know, man. They've just completely bungled this. I think that a lot of people are really, really upset about this. I do. I think that a lot of people are upset that like the hardcore game mode had potential and then they just completely f***ed it up. Like straight up.
Time to grind. It took me 2 hours to get the blue necklace, and today someone killed me and I lost it. It loses all durability and it goes to break, so you have to start over. And you lose points, which you can exchange for tokens, which then you can exchange.
That's the worst part, is that when you die, you lose your silver per day. You lose your day. So like you're encouraged to basically pick up the daily and then run over and do mobs around the turn-in and then just get out as quickly as you can. It de-incentivizes all PvP. You like nobody. You are better off just PvEing permanently on the server than going and killing another adventurer, because then there's the risk of dying. I just lost 3 accessories after being killed with someone with a plus 300 human damage 5. Gwen, did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that interaction? just so that the devs can see it. The 1,500 points from the daily quests are protected. Oh, are they? Oh, then good. Then good. So again, you're still only motivated to get those 1,500 points from the daily quests and then to get the out, because any extra points that you try to accumulate are immediately going to be lost the moment that anyone PvPs you. So again, PvP is still de-incentivized. Not quite to the extent that I had just explained, but PvP is still de-incentivized.
In the real server for goodies. 4%
Vattery's too much of a pussy to tell us that he didn't enjoy that interaction.
only believers? Let's make them believe.
Not at all. There we go. Thank you, Gwen. Jesus. Bro, never mind. He's got the typing speed of a 10-year-old. Like learning the keyboard for the first time. Not at all, especially now that there's a bug where you can't self-buff. Yep, there it is. I don't think it's a bug. It is a day 2 hotfix. I don't think it's a bug. I don't. Like out of nowhere, all of the classes can't self-buff. If it was a bug, wouldn't it only be on certain classes? Wouldn't like only 1 or 2 classes be affected? If in the interest of fairness, wouldn't they just disable all of them because they thought that they were unfair? I think it's a feature. Maybe they'll come out and say it's a bug. I still don't believe them. I still don't believe them. Like I legitimately, and at this point, I saw their. Did you guys see the hardcore the global labs for BDO? Let me show you guys. It's exactly what I said it was going to be. I said they're going to change some meaningless bullshit. They're literally going to change some meaningless bullshit that nobody cares about, and then they're just going to move on and never touch it again. Okay. There's always the thank you for participating. Again, my prediction for this was thank you for participating in our hardcore servers. We are diligently listening to feedback. Here are the things that we're changing based on your feedback. We will continue to diligently listen and try to make changes as quickly as possible in the future. And then they never touch it again for 2 years. So what's going to happen is, and the things that they're going to change is basic bullshit that no one really like, that aren't like fundamental problems with the game mode, right? I expected them to give mana potions back, but they didn't even do that. Do you even have pants on? No, I have no pants on. I'm just wearing underwear. So basically they have realized that because I explained to them, well, not just me, but everybody has explained to them that the killing a player and receiving a penalty of 20% of your points is a bad thing. They're like, oh yeah, that kind of, we could see how that's a thing, but we're not going to remove it though, is basically what they've said here. In addition, the penalty where killing an adventurer survivor scores less than 20% of the survival score you have is a device that was created to prevent adventurers who are already powerful from playing against adventurers who are more powerful than you. Unrestrained PvP server, these moron developers literally put a mechanic in that discourages you from PvPing somebody. Oh, well, we don't want them to PvP anyone. We don't want them to take advantage of another player that has less points. Like, what the is this the main server? Is this the hardcore server? Is this the unrestrained PvP server? Or is this the PvE server? Like, these moron devs, dude. Who is this game mode designed for, you idiots? Like, all you do when you introduce a penalty like this is you open the door for people to exploit that penalty for their own personal gain, as I explained before. On the other hand, considering that adventurers with low scores can also be used as a means to restrain adventurers with high scores, that's exactly what I said in my feedback video. We have decided to not apply this penalty in hunting grounds and boss areas at higher levels. That's a good change. It doesn't fix what's fundamentally wrong with this. Like, this needs to be removed altogether. If it's in there, you open up the possibility that people are going to grief each other. Period. It is a step in the right direction, but it doesn't fix the game mode. And this is the best change that they made, by the way. This is the best change that they made, and it's not going to change anything with regards to the BV. It's not going to. In addition, when the black curtain is activated, the battle will be moved to a separate space instead of the regular battlefield, and the acquisition probability of various equipment items will be increased. Yeah, whatever. You also you're going to get slightly, like the mobs, like the Gahaz bandits and Pilaku mobs are going to be easier to kill and aren't going to be black spirit infused anymore, so they'll be easier to kill, and that's it. No mana potions, No, hey, we're considering letting you play on other classes. None of that bullshit. And at the very end, exactly what I said. We once again thank adventurers who've enjoyed hardcore preseason and provided diverse feedback. We will continue to improve Evolve content for more enjoyable experiences. No, you won't. No, you won't. You are not going to do it. I guarantee you guys, they are not going to allow all classes to be played on the hardcore servers. That is the #1 feedback across the board, whether it be my feedback in my video that everybody updated, or here's the hardcore feedback right here. In their own Discord, remove dumb debuffs, true. There it is. 102 upvotes. Allow every class on the hardcore server by choice, by the way. By choice, by the way. They're not going to do this. It is the add all classes, 52 upvotes. Everyone is saying this. Everyone is saying this. There are nitpicky things that you can talk about. Drop rate on gear, stamina uses when out of combat, the daily quests, the penalties, all of the other shit, like gear being wrecked when you lose it, that kind of stuff. Nobody really, that doesn't matter nearly as much as allowing all classes to be played in the game mode. If they don't allow all classes to be played in the game mode, #1, it shows you that they do not listen to any adventurer feedback and they don't care what you have to say as an adventurer. And #2, they're going to do what they're going to do regardless of what we say or feedback that we give. They do not care. They consider the game mode a complete success regardless. They don't care. And I'm telling you right now, they're not going to change it. If they were going to change it, they would have talked about it, and the CMs would have acknowledged it to me. I spoke with Onlave about this a little bit off stream, and he asked my genuine feedback about what I thought was going to be a problem for the hardcore server and stuff like this. And I tried to explain, because we talked and we argued about a couple points, and I explained my position on it. And he tried to understand that position as well.
Just resubscribed for 2
but I
months.
also said
in hardcore I log on, do my quest, and wait for bosses to spawn.
You won't even do that.
Kill them or miss it and off until the next one.
You won't even do that in a few months. Within a month, you won't be doing that. You won't even care anymore. Now, that being said, we had a meaningfully productive conversation, but I literally did meaningfully emphasize. I said, yo, dude, the biggest feedback that I can give, and the one that everybody cares about, is that every class needs to be played on the server. And he's like, yeah, we've heard that. And usually when I get that kind of a response, now I'm not trying to dog on Olive. Usually when I get that kind of a response from a CM, it means that the community managers heard that feedback, gave it to the development team, and the development team literally told them to themselves. Okay, they just said, no, we're not going to do that. We don't care. So the whole game mode's cooked. Nobody cares. Literally, we tried to help them. The dev team just does not give a shit. The dev team just does not care what the adventurers have to say. We want all classes to be playable on the hardcore servers. Everything else is nitpicky details that can be adjusted over time. We can fix this, right? But if you don't allow all classes to be played, the game mode is dead on arrival. It's just the truth. It's DOA. I don't give a shit. You could make it. You could change everything else about the game mode, make it perfect. No one would play it. No one would play this game mode. None. Not even the Zerker mains want to play it. Rapolas isn't even having fun. The dude's sitting here enhancing cactum rings in 2025. Stop ruining your game. Holy shit. Velocity, thanks for the prime sub, but I appreciate you. Chocobo, welcome back for 10 months, man. Almost at a year. Appreciate you. Anyway, yeah, obviously I'm a little tilted about this. It always makes me really upset when the community gives feedback unanimously on a subject and the developers refuse to hear it. I'm sorry, guys, but it infuriates me. Nothing works me into a frenzy faster when everyone is saying the same thing, whether it be Choice, Rapolas, myself, D-Jules, literally, pick anybody, even C-Sane. C-Sane, who was sponsored to play with them. Bicep, sponsored to play it with them. Everyone is saying it. I know the partners are giving feedback in partner chat. I've seen it. caught. Okay, they're giving that feedback that all classes need to be played. The community is giving that feedback in the official Discord. I am giving that feedback on my YouTube video. Rapolas has given that feedback in his YouTube video. Everyone is saying it, and they don't want to listen to it. It is so frustrating. Also, on the official, like their YouTube video on the subject matter, the #1 comments all said, make all classes playable on the hardcore server. They're not going to listen because they think that they know what's best for their game. I hope that nobody plays hardcore, to be honest. This is the solution, is that no one participates in the game mode, period. Like, that's just, like, it just pisses me the off. I hate it. Like, dude, listen to the player base or lose money. Those are your options. There is no in-between anymore. Okay? You either listen to what we have to say, and our opinion matters. We're your consumers. We are your customers. Okay? You listen to us. We don't listen to you. You listen to us. We give you feedback, you take it. And when the feedback is unanimous, you should obviously take that. It is a win. You will make more money as a company if you enable all classes on the hardcore server. It is just that simple. Literally. You will make more money if you listen to our feedback. It is not hard. I don't care. Like, the rest of it is like, whatever. It's more likely an ego thing than anything, I reckon. Again, I think it's just because they think that they know what's best for the game, and the adventurers are complaining, but we're not really sure. And I want to be clear that the developers really do take it personally when the community gets on their case in a really harsh way. This is why I was removed as a partner ultimately, is because I put way too much pressure on people like Jae Kim. They lose sleep over it. It mentally affects them. And I want to be clear, I'm good with that. If you just listen to feedback, I would give you good feedback. I would give you positive. If constructive feedback worked for your company, and I was able to give you constructive feedback and have you listen to it, I would just do that. There wouldn't be a problem. The problem is, I've tried that 100 times. Your partners, your BDO partners that are partnered with the company, give you feedback every day in the partner chat that you refuse to listen to. And more importantly, your forums, your general forums where you tell all of your players to go and where you should be listening the most, you don't listen to dick shit diddly on those forums, except for little meaningless changes that no one really gives a shit about. That shit you'll listen to, and then you'll pretend that you're listening to your player base. The only time that I see you guys actually buckle down and listen to something that the community has to say is when I absolutely you sideways for something that you are doing that is wrong that the community agrees about. For example, griefing in Arena of Solaire. Griefing in Arena of Solaire has been a problem for 3 or 4 seasons now, basically since Arena of Solaire came out. It's people griefing, people intentionally throwing games and win trading and Q sniping and stuff like that. Yapping. Go watch Choice, bro. You want to listen? Go watch Choice. Fact of the matter is, you like listening to me yap. Shut the fuck up. Now that being said, people did that all the time, and I waited. AOS griefing is fun. Yeah. See, like that. Some people find it fun, but most adventurers do not find it fun to have their AOS matches griefed out of their mind, especially the ranked AOS matches. So when Neptunes got banned for griefing in AOS, I took it upon myself to basically bring him on the show. I could have just let it go. The reason I brought him on the show is because I saw an opportunity to put Pearl Abyss on blast for something that they should have been doing forever ago. Because the only way to get them to take meaningful action is to literally turbo them. They will literally won't listen to anything but a turbo from behind. I have to just blast ass. Otherwise, they won't listen to anything. And sure enough, suddenly they started just banning people in AOS for griefing, win trading, and overall just being toxic in AOS. And everyone's AOS experience improved as a direct result. Like, and it's not just me that has to do this. It's whenever somebody like really puts them on blast, really hard puts them on blast, then they'll listen to stuff. And to be clear, I think that I've been way too gentle about hardcore servers. So like in my mind, this is almost my fault. Because when I approached hardcore servers the first time, I put a very reasonable comment on their YouTube video which got immediately censored because the word hardcore was not allowed in their comment section, but they allowed that, so it's fine now. But like I put a reasonable comment there, and then I listed out everything in like in a reasonable list on screen in that video, right? Like there was all reasonable feedback that was like it was negative, sure, but it was like reasonably constructive. I do feel that if I was much more negative about it and just like forward about it, I think that we would actually get change on it. But I don't. At this point, I think that they're too committed now. I think that if I had been much more forward about it to begin with, I do think that maybe we could have advocated for change as a community. But now that it's reached live servers and the devs think that what they're doing is chase and just and fine, now all we can do is force them to lose sleep over it because they're... That's it. Like they literally... This game mode is cooked. I do not think that they're going to change anything about it. I think that they think it's perfect. I think that they're happy with their result, and they're going to change minor things here and there. But I think that if they were genuinely trying to make changes to the game mode, we would have already seen them make comments or moves on it. Instead, again, I don't think that we're going to get every class available on the hardcore servers. If I do, I'll eat my words. I swear to God, I'll eat my words. I will bow down and grovel. If they bend over on this, and they walk this back, they say every class is playable on the hardcore server, I will absolutely walk back. I'll apologize, everything. But I almost guarantee they're not going to walk back every class. They're only going to let 4 classes playable at a time. They've committed to it. They don't care. And now they're going to, in their mind, well, we're going to let it play out and see how it goes. And maybe we'll change it in a year or so once we've gone through a few seasons to kind of see how things go. Maybe we'll change it then. That's going to be their perspective on it, and it'll already be dead within a month, so it really doesn't fucking matter. It's cooked. Completely cooked. My take on it. Look at this. Rapolas hitting Pen Cactum in 2025 because this is the only thing that we have to do. Did they ever address it? Did they tell us that we don't have all classes? Did they mention that classes are coming? If so, I think that's okay in my opinion. If they just radio silent, then f them. They're radio silent. They have said nothing. All of their primary feedback, like I said, in their Discord, on Reddit, on their official YouTube video, all of the top comments are all allow hardcore class, like every class on the hardcore server. Every comment on my videos is agreeing with it as well. Like my feedback was that Rapolas gave the same feedback, Choice has given the same feedback, Bicep, C-Zane, every creator that's done it has given the exact same feedback. So has everybody. The forums are the same thing. Everyone's saying the same thing, and they have been radio silent on it. In most cases, when they are radio silent on stuff like this, it means that they're never going to change it. They did the same thing for Node Wars. We got really loud about Node Wars, and they changed nothing about Node Wars. Node Wars are exactly the same today as they were 6 months ago, 9 months ago. There have been minor changes here and there to like where forts spawn and stuff like that, and like how flame towers. That's it. Nothing major. Nothing major. We got the old system back, but it's the 1 hour version instead of 2 hours, which made it even worse. Like literally, they somehow made it worse. Like this is what we get. These are our developers. Like
Too easy.
Was that his first attempt, bro? I'm gonna be pissed. 6th attempt, by the way. Told you, Lisan Al-Gaib.
Hey, chat, you could say, I got back my blue accessory.
Okay, that was good.
I'm gonna play Awakening Zerker in hardcore. You have no remaining time. It counts.
This game mode is such a joke! Look at his face, dude. Look at it. Even the people that do want to go in and have fun with the game mode can't. I know I've been dooming guys, but like also, I'm not wrong. I'm expressing the frustration that the community has with this train wreck of a game mode. Like,
It's time once you press and enter, but when you leave, it also counts those 2 hours.
that is cooked. I did not know that. I thought that when you cashed out, you were gone regardless. So like if you cashed out and left, you don't get to come back. Period. Even if you only spent 30 minutes and then you try to come back immediately, I'm pretty sure it doesn't let you. I think that when you cash out, you're just done for the day. And that is it. Which is completely cooked. Again, discouraging people from playing the game mode.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, it seems like I'm the idiot. I'm pretty logical person. I specifically...
If you don't cash out, it still goes. Yeah, so my point is, I think he cashed out, and that's the end of it. Wait, it says when you log in, the time will keep running. So, wait. If you log on to the hardcore server, okay, you're on hardcore server, and then you do not cash out, you go to a normal server, can you then... The time continues to run? Even when you're not on the hardcore server? And you'll still run out of time. Are you kidding me? Even if you don't cash out? Bro, who designed this shit? So, like, here's the problem with this, guys. You're like, well, God, Bluey's such a doomer. Oh, he never gives constructive feedback. Okay, so the reason I'm upset about this is... The problem here is if you log on to the hardcore server and you realize that no one is there to PvP you, and you want to come back when it's a more populated time, if you log out and don't cash in your stuff, you're still going to lose your 2 hours. So essentially, there's no way for players to try to join hardcore servers when there's actually other players for them to fight. Like, so everybody just joins and then you have 2 hours from when you join and that's it. Like, regardless of what, like, whether or not you swap back and forth. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. That your time should stop. If you have not cashed out, if you cash out, I still think if you cash out, you should be able to cash out multiple times a day. You should. You should be able to cash out multiple times a day. I don't see a reason that you shouldn't be able to do that. You should be able to cash out and then go back and keep farming. Okay? Number one. Number two, even if you don't cash out, and you want to log back out because you realize no one is on the server at the time that you logged in, right? You can't do that. It's just frustrating. It's annoying. You should be able to bank then return. Yeah. Like, if I log in for 20 seconds, but then I get a phone call that I need to pick up a kid or some shit, then I lose my 2 hours. What the? Yeah. See, like, that's another problem. Like, but like, honestly, you're already reported because you had sex once. So. That's kind of an irrelevant conversation. BDO players don't have kids. If I feel like this is their way of managing only one server. Well, you can manage it by letting people, like, it's adopted. Okay, then he's probably fine. He just got baited. Then he's just a simp. I'm just kidding. Adopted kids are fantastic. Like, again, guys, there is literally, like, this isn't managing one server. If you join the hardcore server, don't cash in, and then join a normal server, your time should stop. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. Everybody understands this. Your time should immediately stop. And then when you come back to it again, you should be able to, like, keep playing. But as it is, you can't do that. If you don't cash in, you go to your normal server, you log back out, and you come back like 3 hours later, you're not going to be able to play again. That's wrong. Like 100 different reasons, that's just an L. And even if you're trying to manage one server, you can still manage one server by letting people join. Like, hey, they've only used 30 minutes of their time for the day. They can join back. You know what I mean? Like, it just does. It's too logical. Like, that's. And I want to be clear. That's probably an oversight by the development team. This was in development for probably a year and a half. Friendly reminder to everybody. It took them a year and a half to develop this pile of garbage. And then they forgot mana potions. Remember that. For Ranger and Sork.
They swap to a character so I don't waste the time, so I can experience hardcore, and maybe they fix it, my character, so I can play it later when it's fixed.
Yeah, and also there's no pre-buffs on characters now either. Also, they decided, hey, do you know what was really a good hit in RBF Garmoth mode? We know that everybody loves Garmoth RBF so much. Why don't we add those AP buffs and those human damage buffs and those DR buffs? Why don't we add those to the hardcore server? Because people love those so much. Bro, these mentally ill devs, man. I don't get it, dude. Put, welcome back for 3 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Like, inevitably, I guarantee you it's some moron developer that is literally sitting around a table going, this will help new players because it'll help close the gap so that they don't have to be as good. They can just grind PvE and then get one of those 300 human damage buffs, and then it'll put them on the same playing field as Choice. No, it won't. Number one, it will not. Number two, Choice already has 3 of those buffs because he plays the class more and he can grind faster than they can. He can kill the mobs faster than they can, which means he's going to get more buffs than they will, and then he will one-shot them.
But now I tried to log in and my
Actual
time
ass,
expired. The logic is you press to enter hardcore and the timer starts ticking, and if you suddenly have diarrhea, your house explodes, you wasted those 2 hours.
Yep.
Sorry for being in a bad mood. The whole...
When you have Rapolas apologizing for being in a bad mood, your game mode is bad. I'm sorry. When was the last time you heard Rapolas apologize for being in a bad mood? That's how you know. Earlier, I kind of went off the deep end. I was dooming pretty hard about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. I'm not going to apologize for that. I don't care. The only way to reach Pluribus on stuff like this is to literally turbo them. That's it. It's the only way to do it. Because, the community feels this way. It's obvious. The community feels exactly how I'm expressing it. It's allow other classes on the hardcore servers, or we're not going to play it. That's the community's feedback. If you don't add other classes, no one is going to play this within 2 weeks. It's just that simple.
day I was literally thinking...
If they do play it, it will be to, as quickly as they can, do the daily and get the out without PvPing anyone for any reason.
all about the hardcore server and just enjoying myself. Sorry. Have a good one, and see you next time. I was looking forward very much to BDO hardcore server just because I used to play a lot of Escape from Tarkov, and I like really much BDO, as you might see, for the past 7 years, and they still haven't fixed it. I'd like to begin with an apology for the last stream that I did, just because I was...
Never apologize for this kind of shit. If some mentally ill chatter is in your chat and has like a brain dead take, there is a good chance that if you don't quell that, Pluribus will see that and use it as an excuse why not to change the game. And I know this because I've spoken with them many times. Well, we receive feedback from some adventurers that are enjoying the hardcore servers. How many times have we heard this about other game modes? Where it's like, well, some people are really enjoying Node Wars, so I think it's just a you problem. That is what the community management team told me. When the new Node Wars came out and I gave them feedback, they were like, well, dude, honestly, man, CZane and a few of the other partners are having a phenomenal time with it. Way more fun than they had before. So I think it's kind of just a you problem. Nothing but bangers. So when I see some moron in my chat hard simping for some shit change that we got to Black Desert Online, I have to immediately dumpster them. Immediately. I cannot tolerate that, because otherwise they're not going to change it. Like, most of the time what I'm advocating for, when I go in this hard, normally I don't go this hard on them. When I go this hard, I know that the reason I'm going this hard is because the entire community is giving the same feedback. And they're just trying not to listen. They're trying not to listen to it as hard as they can. They're plugging their ears. They're trying not to listen to it. And so I just go in super hard. And if they get any sort of remotely positive feedback on the game mode, it's cooked, dude. They're going to use that as an excuse to literally never change it for the tens of thousands of adventurers that may have enjoyed it otherwise. Now, in this case, maybe 1,000 adventurers that would have enjoyed it otherwise. But right now we have maybe 100 adventurers enjoying hardcore, maybe 200 regularly. Like, at best, this is the first week. Maybe you could say 500 people tried it this week. 500-600 people tried it, and that is extremely low. Even for the PvP scene, that is a wildly low number for a new game mode like this that should attract a lot of PvPers, should attract a lot of attention, should attract PvEers, it should attract new players, it should attract everyone. This was like their big content release for like the last 3 weeks, or for like the last 3 or 4 months. This was it. This is what they've been working on, guys. Yeah, we're upset. Change it. It's not hard. What's frustrating about this is that this game mode could actually be good if they listen to us. Add all classes is step 1. Nothing else matters. You will add every single class to the game mode or no one will play it. It is literally just that simple. It is an ass game mode unless we can play whatever class we want. It's just the truth. And nothing else matters. They could literally fix everything else in the game mode, give you everything you ever wanted, and you'd still not be able to play your Dark Knight or your Lan, or your Deadeye, or your Dosa, or your Draconia, or whatever class that you've been playing in BDO for the last 7 or 8 years, or whatever, right? Or last like 6 months, the Megu, etc. Right? Like, guys, that's why we love our classes. We want to play them, right? And you want to PvP with them, and it feels good to get kills in PvP on the class that you enjoy so much. That's what we want to do. That's the feeling we want. That's the feeling a new player wants. That's the feeling that a veteran player wants. That's the feeling that everybody wants. And our developers are so out of touch with that. They're so out of touch with PvPers that they're actually just not going to change this game mode. I'm calling it right now. I would love, please prove me wrong. Please, on the global labs for this coming week, tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? I guess it's tomorrow. Please be like, you know what? We've heard your feedback. We're going to release all classes for the hardcore server. I will immediately backpedal and say I'm wrong. You'll get the apology video. I will suck your cocks off in game. God is I will glizzy glock you. Please, just allow us to play every class in the game. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Please, prove Blue Squadron wrong. The haters of my channel would love nothing more than to be like, yeah, Blue's always wrong. Oh God, yeah, that bald bastard. You know what I mean? Like that. Please. Discredit me.
Was really upset and I couldn't get over it. Usually
instead I'm gonna be right again. I just want to be clear. Instead, I'm 100% gonna be right again, and it's gonna lend even more credibility to my opinion on this. And to be clear, this isn't even my opinion. When I go this hard on them, guys, it's because I know that this is the community feedback universally, unilaterally. I have not seen a single. Can any of you produce a single feedback, like piece of feedback that you have seen about the hardcore servers that actually is saying, damn, I love the hardcore servers. I don't like blah blah blah. I don't see any of that. I don't see it on Reddit. I don't see it in YouTube comments. I don't see it on their official Discord. I don't see it in like the creators making videos on it. I don't see it in the people sponsored to play it. Even when I went to C-Sane and he was sponsored to play it, he was like, damn, they really need to let all classes be played here. I think that everyone's gonna quit. Like, streamers generally don't produce any feedback at all. Well, that's not true. I think that there are there are a few streamers that you're right. Some of the time, most of the time, most streamers in BDO are way too scared to give any feedback like this on the game because they'll lose partnership with Pearlbus and then they'll lose their value back. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hardcore servers so much I want to go minus 10
$15
million
a month.
karma again, nuke cack.
$15 a month. Oh my god. Can't do it. They'd lose their value back. Okay. But there are and then there are actually 3 classes of content creator in BDO. There are the people that don't give any feedback for the most part because they don't want to get in trouble. That's the majority of people. There are the people like Choice, for example, who try to handle things behind the scenes or tactfully, or like they don't really make like videos about it, and they don't really make they don't really talk on stream about it much, but they'll make like a well-written forum post, or they'll talk to the CMs about it, or they'll give feedback in partner chat. It's like Choice tries to do his due diligence in that regard, right? And then there's people like me who brazenly give them feedback on an open forum. That is the most uncommon type of creator that we have. So it's like me, Fake Uni, and D-Jules. Chillers will give them feedback too, but he's really gentle about it because he's still a partner. But like he definitely gives feedback as well. Yeah, but like for the most part, like you don't see too many people giving feedback on this kind of stuff. So you saw Choice hit times 50. What the f does that need? What does he need it for at this point? What is times 50? What do you mean by times 50? What does that mean? What do you mean by times 50?
Thing happens on stream, you know.
Anyway, like my whole point is that like I'm just exhausted. I've been through this song and dance with Pearlibus any number of times. I feel like I have to push really hard and I have to go so hard on this company. And like, I love PA, I do. I love Black Desert, I do. And I'm not trying to hurt the game, but like every time they do some bullheaded decision like this, it hurts the game badly. And then I feel like I have to give massive feedback and turbo the people that I really enjoy. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. It's so exhausting. Like only to get, maybe I might get some meaningful change. It works like 70% of the time.
Some jerk comes into the channel, says some words, and I do, you know, I'm still a human and I get affected by it. I usually...
That being said, Rapolas should really never apologize for going in on someone in chat for tilting him. A lot of chatters come in and they try to intentionally tilt you. A lot of people come in and they're like, their purpose today, they're like, I don't like Blue Squadron. I'm going to try to say something that's going to send him over the edge. So you just turbo them. Obviously, you keep it in bounds, right? Like, I spend half my time is turboing my own chat, but chat spends all of its time turboing me, right? Like, literally, I just get turboed all the time by chat, and every once in a while, somebody's going to say something that really tilts you. And yeah, it sends you over the edge because you're a human being, like Rapolas said, but you really shouldn't apologize for it. He voiced his opinion. You voiced your opinion. That is just how it goes. If somebody wants to voice, and to be clear, usually when somebody voices an opinion that is against what I'm saying, I usually pull them up and I allow them to explain their reasoning. Really, what ends up happening is they look like a clown, and I basically explain to everybody why my logic is much more sound than theirs. Really easy to do, but you always let them. You give them the opportunity to talk. But like, Rapolas, obviously somebody in his chat was like defending hardcore servers and he did not immediately put that person the down. Well, he did, and then he felt bad about it. You should feel bad about that. They said something stupid like that. They said something dumb. Don't start none, won't be none. Okay, if you want to voice your opinion, you're more than happy to do so, but if I pull you up, that's another matter entirely.
I'm about to be so pissed if I get stupid dims, Frost. Hey, we didn't get dims.
Oh my god! What? Have I ever told you guys how much I love Pearl Abyss? I love Pearl Abyss. Honestly, if Jae Kim was in front of me, I would suck his in-game. Like, I would, oh my god. I think that they're the best company in the entire world. For sure. 100%. Bro, dude, if I glizzy clock them enough, am I going to get 50 outfits? It's not worth it. Everything just fails anyway. Who gives a shit?
20 minutes and I'm back to normal. But the fact that I waited all day for the hardcore, and I couldn't believe like, what kind of game does a patch on a live server? So now my class doesn't have any self buffs. I assume I've been hearing
exactly. Everyone keeps saying it's a bug, guys. When the game mode went live, all of that stuff was enabled. Everything worked fine in terms of like pre-buffs. I know because I played it on the first day. It wasn't until the second day that all 4 classes lost all of their pre-buffs. That is not a bug. That is something that they deliberately hotfixed and enabled. And it's an L change. Huge L change, in my opinion. Huge L change. Nope, not true. Warrior can use everything. Is that true? Warrior mains, do you guys have pre-buffs on the hardcore servers? Because if warriors can, I said this earlier, if warriors can use it, or some of the other classes can use it, and some can't, well, then it is a bug. Awakening warrior, but not succession, can use pre-buffs and e-buff. Well, everybody can still use class buff. That's not the argument here. But pre-buffs are what we're concerned about. Suck and e-buff. Yeah, but do you have your like AP buffs and stuff? Some buffs work, some don't. It's just bugs. Okay, so that is bugged then. So that is bugged. Okay, good. So the game mode is even more unplayable. Hey, but at least they didn't turn it off. At least they're not... Okay. They're not bad developers. They're just incompetently stupid. Which I think is better. I think that that's better. I think incompetence is probably better in this case. It being a bug means that it can be fixed. I'm not so concerned about bugs. Yes, it makes the game mode unplayable, but let's be honest, the game mode's unplayable for other reasons that are way worse.
Like apparently
It gets fixed tomorrow? Yeah, that's what they're going to tell you. Okay.
some
The
classes
mainstream media, not the best at telling the truth.
actually get a buff and doesn't even like do the effect that it's supposed to. When it comes to Awakening Zerker, none of my like the core skill, which is attack speed, which makes the whole kit work. Especially like my Q buff doesn't work. That's like literally
Oh my god, his class buff isn't working. Okay, that's pretty rough, bro. That's pretty rough.
one of my buffs. Like I can't believe it. Lost 2 items. Good thing I swapped from blue. Okay, quest complete.
Oh god. Oh, he potioned, he's fine. You just stand up and kill him. Easy peasy, just grab him. Easy. Now one-shot him. Okay, I didn't realize he was actually gonna one-shot. Bro, that feels so bad. Bro, bro, that feels so bad. Holy shit, that Sork is pissed, dude. The Sork is sweating balls. Look at this combo.
Quest complete.
Look at this combo. Hits him, clean, re-CC, right there. Full combo. Slightly overstay. Zerker grabs you. Hold on. Wait. Stands up. Okay. Gets the re-CC. He still has not used a damage skill. Here comes the first damage skill. Good fight. Oh god, the plus 300 human damage buff. Yep, that's it. It's right there. But even still, feels bad, man. Doesn't matter. That's why the buffs are stupid. That's why the buffs are dumb. That right there, because the Sork beat him. Plain and simple, the Sork caught him. The Sork outplayed him. And the Sork walked all over him. Deserved the win there. Nope. One shot. The Sork doesn't even get a chance to like rebuttal, doesn't get a chance to health potion, no V, nothing. Gets hit with one skill, goes 100 to 0.
That's balanced and fair. He did
Yep. Plus 300 AP for 5 minutes, easy peasy.
probably a really good combo. I
He
just
did.
pretty much 2-shot him because of a buff.
One actually. If you don't include the CC skills.
McCollins, I guess. How do you push a patch on a live server without...
I don't even understand how, because like I feel like the buffs were working for Ranger, the buffs were working for me on day 1. I don't know why they would try to change something and then everything up on day
testing
2.
and then not revert it after you see
Doesn't
the
make any
bugs
sense,
are
bro.
a thing. Anyways, back to fishing. No,
That's so sad, bro. This is the state of BDO, man. Anyways, back to fishing. Did you guys see the way he said it? Like, oh god, bro. Oh my god.
I have 4,500. I could just go 9 hardcore boxes.
Dude, I feel bad, dude. Even... Yeah. Again, it shows you what you want to see. Like, it's crazy, bro. Oh, man. Here's the video right here. Honestly, I was expecting a much more positive... positivity from Rapolas overall. But, like, here's the thing. It's really tough to be positive about that game mode. You just... And to be clear, I think it's honestly detrimental to be positive about the game mode. Because any positive feedback the developers receive on something... immediately makes them think that they're doing the right thing and reinforces the wrong behavior. Just how it is. If they get any positive feedback at all, they'll just tell you that, well, other people are enjoying it, so it's probably just a you problem. C-Sane's got nothing but bangers, so... And to be clear, I'm not trying to pressure C-Sane or anything on it. I'm not trying to press C-Sane or anything on it. C-Sane actually agrees on this topic. He thinks that all classes should be enjoyable or no one's going to play the game mode. It's just the truth. The fact that you get camped right after spawning is stupidly stupid. True? I am not having fun. Hold on. I'm not having fun. I never played any of the 4 classes. Never mind the PvP of the class. Yep. There it is. Crazy how PA just doesn't listen to the community. Yep. I come here when my day is bad so I can feel worse about myself. That's what you go to Blue Squadron for, bro. That's rough, bro. That's rough. The more one learns about hardcore, the worse it gets. It's just garbage design. Like, sadly true, but like honestly, at its fundamental core, they just need to allow all the classes to be played, and then the rest of the stuff can be fixed. Hardcore server's a wasted idea. It is wasted. Could have been good. Could have been good. Got a blue neck after 5 hours. I lost it in 10 minutes when a Zerk 1 comboed me. Yep. Yep. Gear exploding is not funny. Well, I think that gear exploding would be fine. But like not exploding, but like losing max durability. If the gear lost max durability and then when it hit 0, it died, it would be different. That way there would be some like a forgiveness area in there. There's ways to work around that, but like, yeah, I think it's cooked, guys. I don't think that they're going to listen to our feedback on anything. I don't. I think that the community management team has heard all of us and has given the feedback, and they do not give a shit. Like that is my honest take. And like we've seen this happen before, and that's why I'm so frustrated with it. Very, very frustrated.